Hey, okay, so something kind of cool I want to share with you guys. I've had a couple people message me and ask about bloom on an egg, BLOOM. So they're saying to me, how do I know if my egg has bloom on it? So the fastest, easiest way to know is it a fresh egg? If you buy an egg in the store, you're definitely not going to have bloom on your egg because we have state laws that require that the egg is washed. Sometimes there's even a coating put back on the egg. And so we all know, common sense tells us if we get a dozen eggs at the store, even the high quality brands, it wasn't laid like 4 days ago or a day ago or an hour ago. It's most likely going to have been laid weeks prior. In Oregon, for example, if an egg is laid, you do not have to collect it for 30 days by Oregon law, and then you can process it. And so if that puts that in a little bit of perspective, I find that interesting, by the way. So back to the bloom here. So first way you know your egg has no bloom is that it was store-bought because the law requires an egg be washed. When the bloom is on the egg, it's because it came out of the chicken, and the chicken is the one that it's part of the process, puts the bloom on the egg. And so when the bloom's on the egg, it's a sealant, natural sealant for all this porous shell. And that's where bacteria and those type of things. So like you'll see like this egg is dirty. This is a hard time of year. The girls get in and out of the nesting boxes and they're out foraging and scratching. And so there's a lot more possibility for there to be dirt, right? So look at all that. Well, the fact of the matter is I can leave this on the counter for 3-4 weeks. And this egg inside of here is perfectly fine. I personally, if this egg, I were to go fry an egg or bake with it, I would wash this off. That's just my preference. Some people don't. They do not wash it. And so all 6 of these eggs have been laid within the last, I'm going to say 8 hours, 10 hours. And I'm going to show you their blooms. So they're fresh. They've never been washed. So we have our dirty egg. It's going to be harder to see. I have a little bit of water right here, and I'm going to wipe. I might have to actually put. So once I wipe this bloom off of this egg, I'm going to completely wipe them. And I do have, for really soiled eggs, I wipe them off and I put them in my fridge. So do you see the difference now? It looks like a completely different egg. I mean, there's dirt on it, but you just see this kind of coating of brown. This one's harder to see, but see all those speckles? So that's the bloom. So this will dry too. A bloom necessarily isn't taken off in one wipe. Usually it's like vigorously wiping it. Here's another example. So this egg looks kind of like a matte color, has little bits of imperfections here. So get some water and wipe it. And yes, you're thinking, well, that's just the wet. It's actually the bloom. So now you really get to see the bloom. And if you fan it a little bit, it'll start drying off and it'll go back to a matte color. Enough wipings and the bloom is gone. So same goes for this egg. This egg has a bloom on it. You kind of wipe and it's like, this is not changing the color per se very much. Let's try this one. I see some speckles and spots that are hidden. So that's called heavy bloom. See the change in that egg color? That's a heavy bloom. So now I have these 2 amazing eggs, and they're kind of referred to as pink eggs because they really look pink, sometimes more purple. So you get to really see what's going to happen here when I wipe. So that's the actual real egg, is a brown egg. I would guess that this is a brown layer mixed with one of the more hybrid Easter eggers or something like that. I have some pretty cool flock, and so there's a lot of different layers in there. But how neat is that? So when you're wondering like bloom, what does she mean bloom? This is what I'm referring to. This is the natural bloom on an egg. So whether you have, no matter what breed you have, you're going to have a bloom on your egg that's going to protect the egg itself. So is it a big deal to wipe off the bloom or wash them? No, you just have to refrigerate them now because now you've taken that protective layer on your egg and you've compromised the egg. So now you need to make sure it's chilled in an environment. If it's in the refrigerator, can it still have a contamination? Yeah, absolutely. Because the refrigerator doesn't mean it's the cleanest environment. Hopefully it is, It just means it's a cold environment. So it's more or less likely for germs and things to grow, right? So I hope that helps. If you are one of the people that is thinking, wait, what does she mean a bloom? This is what I mean. And I can't even get over it. It's just the coolest thing. And so as this dries, it'll kind of come back. Sometimes when you have a very heavy bloom, and that's what this is, a heavy bloom, it will stay just like this. So pretty cool. I hope that helps you guys, and I hope that you are having a terrific day.